All right. Hello, hello. We are back with part 2 of building Project A, which is a secret project, but not in the Laravel community sense of a secret project, in the sense of it's a secret from Ashley, my wife. I don't think she believed I could build something that we were talking about the other week, so I am secretly building it. And we're actually going on vacation this weekend, and I'm going to share it with her when we get there, and like maybe we'll use it when we're on vacation. So I think that'll be pretty cool. So for those that didn't join yesterday, it's going to be like a private photo sharing app. Not really like Facebook or Instagram or anything like that, just very, very private. The whole idea came from when we had our wedding. Like, what about people that maybe wanted to share photos and like that were part of the like our family and friends that were at the event, just a way for them to be able to upload them so we see them like very, very quickly, almost real time even. So I think again, it's not something I'll probably like even release publicly. It's really just to prove Ashley that I can build these things, that I'm a good programmer. So hey Samuel, hey Christoph, what's up? Thanks for joining. And Samuel, I'm not even going to try the last name, sorry. Hello to both Samuels. Tina, Faz. All right, let's get started here. Thanks everyone for joining. Hopefully you all were here for part 1. But where we left off with part 1 is we built everything with Blueprint, all the core components. They're actually on the whiteboard behind me, but with my new fancy lens. The depth of field is not as far, which is cool from a photo perspective, but it doesn't allow you to see the whiteboard anymore. So anyway, the point is we generate all the core components, the user, the event, the photo, the attendee, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, and then afterwards we realized that Blueprint is a little outdated. It's not using the new faker methods, so we ran the workbench task to update the faker methods, which really is just a deprecation in the faker library. You really shouldn't be doing property access anymore. This actually throws a notice, which we saw in Tinker yesterday. So this nice little free task in the workbench, you can go out and run it against your projects right now and make sure to get rid of those deprecation warnings. Off stream last night, I fixed the failing tests, so all these are running beautifully clean right now, all passing. All of these tests were generated with Blueprint as part of what Blueprint does. Not only does it generate the code, but it generates the test. Now, of course, there might be some small things we're going to fill in as we add more features, but the code it generates is fully tested, 100% coverage, so that's pretty cool. In the process of fixing those failing tests, I realized there was some dead code. We don't have like an index page, so I got rid of that. We're not going to have index create or store for the user model, same with destroy. You're just going to really be able to edit your own account. So we kept show, edit, and delete, and we got rid of the form requests. Again, we took off index for the resource controller, users only show, edit, and update. And then of course removed any of the associated test code that was generated. So that was remove dead code. And then finally, the thing I did was I just installed Laravel UI and did artisan UI make or whatever, which just generated the old school, page refresh, really simple controllers for authentication and so forth. Again, I'm not too worried about getting super fancy right now. This is even beyond MVP. This is like a prototype to show someone. So I'm not too worried about using like the latest greatest stuff. I'm literally trying to build this in a couple of hours, not only to kind of mitigate the time I spend on it, but also even as more of like I built that live streaming, so there's a little bit of work offline, but this probably took me 20 minutes to get those tests passing and then install Laravel UI and run that command. So everything's passing. What I want to do now, of course, is this is all pretty ugly. And it's also now with Laravel UI, a mix of Bootstrap code, which of course I want to use Tailwind. So what I'd like to do today is install Tailwind, use Tailwind UI, which I've purchased just for our own stuff and Laravel Shift and so forth. Bring in some of those components. I'm not going to worry about customizing them. I'm just going to drag and drop them straight into the views we have, and try to get it to where I can maybe go so far as to create an event in the UI. I'm not really going to test drive that. I'm just going to like visually use the application and see if we can get that far today. So that's going to be the goal today. I've got about 40 minutes, so we'll see how far I get. Okay, so again, everything's super new here, so I'm just going to work straight on the main branch. Let's go out to tailwind.com, or I think it's Tailwind CSS. I love that I always land on that page. And I'm going to close the chat for a second so I can see my full screen here. All right, let's get into the documentation, of course, and installation, Laravel. All right, so we've made a new Laravel project. Laravel's front-end installer, okay, great. Set up Tailwind. Let's bring in this. So we're gonna add these things. Hopefully those all go smoothly, and this should really just be updating the package JSON. I don't think this doesn't include anything Tailwind oriented. We're gonna make the Tailwind config file. We probably won't be doing any of this stuff right now, dark mode or so forth, so we'll just create the minimal one as they recommend. And then, yes, we'll definitely want to set up purge, so we'll fix that too. All right, cool. That has run. Whoops, that has run. Let's run this. GST, forget status. Okay, so we've got our package log file. We've got our Tailwind config file, which should look like that. And let's go ahead and configure this as they recommend. So let's bring up our Tailwind config file, and purge will now become this. And I actually won't have any view components, so I'm just going to go ahead and chop that out just because there aren't any. And let's see what else we need to do. Configure Tailwind with Laravel Mix, no problem. So let's go clean that up. Webpack, and there's our post CSS. Cool. So we're bringing in Tailwind, and I don't think we need to put that at the top. That's all good. And then finally, let's clean up our app CSS file, app.css, drop that in there. All right, and of course, drop that into our layouts. So app.php layouts, there it is. And this looks like a sensible spot for it. Actually, I like to keep these at the bottom. So we dropped in their scale stuff, but let's bring in whatever we need to bring in here. It's actually already there, so we don't even need to change it. Cool. What did change? Nothing. Okay. I hear some chat. Let's see what's going on. Hey, how's it going? Christoph, the famous photo sharing dilemma. I once worked on a family photo sharing tool. Yeah, no, it's funny. I did a quick search, and there actually are services for it, but they just, I don't know. I feel like no one's really like nailing the simplicity of what this could be. So again, I'm gonna build it kind of, you know, with a wedding focus, but it could really be for any event. You know, holidays, a vacation, a family vacation, a concert, anything. Layercation, haha, there you go. You could use it next layercation. All right, anyway, let's get back to this. Okay, so I think we should be at the bottom of installing Tailwind now. So let's run npm dev and see if everything works as we want. All right, so far so good. You never know with npm, you know, it's kind of a fingers crossed scenario. Okay, cool. So we're bringing in app.js, which is rather large. And then, of course, in dev mode, we're installing all of Tailwind. So that's pretty massive. But that's OK, because when we run to that point, let's run production or prod, shorthand alias. We should get a much, much, much smaller file. In fact, very small, because we're not even using, yeah, 4K, because we're not even really using anything. Has anybody noticed this? I noticed newer versions of Mix kick out this license file. That's pretty strange. So, Yes, I would definitely join Laravel next time. Just give me a little heads up. AEQ, why don't you use CDN? Yeah, we could have dropped in a CDN, but I just wanted to go through the, the setting it up in a project, which of course the install guide worked perfectly, so not too much to demo there, but I like setting it up in case I want to customize it or so forth. Gives me a little more control. Okay, let's, I wonder if they just have like a straight landing page. So let's jump into Tailwind UI and let's just see if we can find, there we go, landing pages. Perfect. Let's just pick one we like. Oh wow, this is like a whole, it's like a whole page. Simple with offset hero. I think simple with offset hero is probably what we want to go with. I like the look of this. So let's bring in the code. Can you just copy it? Yeah, copy it. All right, cool. Okay, so let's go into our layout, or app.blade, and this is going to be the whole page. I don't know if we want the whole page. Let's start piecing this back together again. Okay, so this does give us, when we copy the HTML, it does give us like the innards of the page. So let's take a minute and start breaking this out into the proper sections. So we're going to keep everything in the body. We're going to remove this, and here's where we're going to paste everything we need. And let's kind of start collapsing these and taking a look at what's going on here. All right, so this example requires Tailwind version 2. We are running that, all good. Bring in the colors, and we want rows. Okay, so we can fix that. Let's go to our Tailwind config. Here's another reason, not for the CDN, because we're already starting to do additional things here. So let's bring that in, extend, colors is what we'll need. Got rows now. What else can we do? Plugins require forms, which I imagine means we probably need to extend or install that with npm as well. Yes. So we probably ought to read the Tailwind UI installation guide. Okay, so this is our app. That's the whole thing, everything we had before. Now the hero section is probably going to be limited to the home page. So I think a lot of this is actually going to go to home. So let's just pull the rest of these pages. Cloud section, footer, there's the end of main. I think we'll keep the footer probably on every page. So this hero section, CTA, all the stuff that we copied in, that's where we're probably going to want to yield content. And let's go to our home.blade and put what was in main in here. And we can probably clean up this indent just a bit. Let's bring that in just a bit. All right, looks good to me. I don't know why the indents on these are all weird. I've never found like a good, oh, I've got an extra div somewhere. Oh no, it's all part of the, oh, I see why it was indented now, never mind. I've never found like a good Blade HTML indentation, format, auto formatter. If anybody's got one, let me know, but I never seem to get a good looking one. Why is this, it's like 4 or 2 or nothing. I think what I copied in was 2 is the problem. Anyway, footer section, nothing we need to do here for the moment. So let's go read the documentation real quick, make sure we got this installed correctly. Tailwind latest, all good. Enter. Okay, so we'll want to bring in enter. So let's go fix that in our app blade. So we're not going to prefetch any of that stuff anymore. And then let's clean up enter out of our default theme. And that's under extend. Yeah, so let's just bring in this whole thing. So let's extend font family, bring in the default reference. Whoops. All right. And then somewhere in here, I'm sure they talk about the forms. Maybe not. Forms. There we go. All of the UI are but some rely on additional. Okay. I want you. Let's bring you in. Oh, that's V1. I think, yes, they moved to the location of it, I think. Here we go. All right. Let's bring that in. I'm hearing some chat. What do we got? Lara book. Speaking of which, I need a name for this photo sharing thing. So if anybody's got some ideas while we're hacking away, let me know. All right, let's run npm dev and let's just see if we can land on the homepage. Again, it won't look super pretty, but basically we're going to start at the homepage. We're going to get in the register. We're going to make an event, and then maybe we'll try to upload some photos. So PHP artisan serve. Let's see how good or bad this looks. All right, looks pretty bad. What did I miss? It only has, oh, it auto redirected me to login because home is, I guess home is password protected. We probably don't want that, so let's go fix that. Web.php, index name. Yeah, let's get rid of that. That's not what we want. All right, cool. I don't think you need to refresh that anymore. We'll definitely work on login next. Here we go, cool. Okay, so there's our copied in Tailwind UI, beautiful. Let's check out some responsiveness on it. Oh yeah, gosh, look at that. Just all out of the box, beautiful, right? So like if this ever needed to be like a real site, like I just start cleaning up these sections. I make a little logo. Maybe I contact Kaneko, have him making me a cool logo. Just say what our mission is for this. Hey, make photo sharing easy, you know, blah, 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 blah. Some stats on who's using it, maybe a testimonial, you know, drop this email thing and have it be more of like a call to action. So again, super simple page. Can definitely go look at the other landing pages to kind of tweak this content to make it my own, but like fonts, layout, coloration, like, this just makes it look a little fuller, even though it's fake. Like if I, when I share the link with Ashley, so makes it look fun. Okay, let's go get a login page. What do you say? Is there login? I gotta close some of these. 1 second. They're all in my way. Oh, I can't close that. Okay, that's annoying. There we go. There is no login. Log in. There's not, huh? That's strange. I thought they had a little login section somewhere. Let's look around. It might be under something else like forms. Here we go. Yeah. Sign in registration. Perfect. All right. What do we think? This one's kind of cool. I mean, we won't have like Facebook or anything. Well, I don't know. You could log in with Facebook or Twitter potentially, or like Instagram. Well, it's either Facebook or Twitter. Instagram is Facebook, people. Oh, this one's nice. It's got it at the bottom. That's cool. Let's do this one. Let's copy this. So copy the HTML. I'm hearing some stuff. Yeah, sign in. Thank you. Okay, so let's go into login. And same thing. We really just need those inner pieces, but I kind of don't want to lose some of the stuff they have here. So let's slow down here and kind of clean this up a bit more. Any plans for Tailwind? I'm actually not. I'm not part of the Tailwind team, so I don't know about the right to left readability support. I vaguely remember like seeing a tweet or something about it, so I don't know. Okay, this example requires updating your template. H full BG50. Ooh. Okay, that's interesting. So that to make this work, we're probably going to need to add some classes that we pass in to app, or we could use a different layout. I think for now the simplest thing to do would probably be to pass in some classes, so we can kind of figure that out. Let's just keep working here though. So sign into your account. We're just going to leave all this alone, even though there's not like a free trial or anything. Okay, here's where I want to clean some stuff up. Let's go to value here, and let's go look at the old code. So route login, we're going to need to update the form to do that. We're going to need to bring in the CSRF, so let's just kind of start making this a little more clear. So action is this. Let's bring in the at CSRF. And then what else do we need to do? Let's bring in our old, I'm not too worried about email address right now. You may create auth layout. I don't know what that means. Oh, and they have a little is invalid here, so we might want to protect some of that code. All right, so we got old email. And then let's bring in this span here for now. Just for now, we'll kind of see what it looks like. I don't know exactly where that would go. I'm just gonna put it here. Again, see, look at that pasting. That's so terrible. Like, I feel like PHP Storm should do a better job than that when I paste. All right, and then there's not gonna be an old for password. There is some error stuff happening here, but all good. Okay, so let's drop into password here. Again, might not be the absolute correct spot. Ugh, so gross. And then what else do we need? We can pull in the link for Remember Me. Oh, there we go. Old checked. That's good. Let's keep that. So where's Remember Me? Cool. So let's drop that in. All right. And then here's all our reset buttons and links. So we probably want that. And I'm not too worried about the internationalization at the moment. But I probably do want these invalid classes popping up. So let's bring in this forgot password real fast. Forgot password. So this needs to become this href. There we go. And we'll wrap it in this if, I guess. So this whole section here will get pulled in, and it goes to route request. All right, so this only shows up if route has password.request. That's interesting. All right, and then forgot password, we kept all their styles, and then what was the last thing? I think that's it, actually, out of this section. The only other thing I wanted, is this. I don't think is invalid is legit, but we can kind of look at Tailwind styles and see what they do. Let's collapse this. That's all the old Bootstrap code. And then in our class, let's just tack this on to the end. And again, that's not going to be the right class, but it does kind of demonstrate those things. So to that point, let's just jump back here and see if they demo. Here we go. Perfect. What are they demoing here? Let's look at the code. So, okay, so they got the hero icon. We may not go that far, but there is like border red, placeholder red, focus outline. So I think all of these are kind of, minus the spacing, I think all this border stuff is where we would demonstrate like a red, like bad stuff. ARIA invalid true. That's cool. Screen reader support. Okay, so let's take this is invalid and just paste in this whole big bit here. And we'll leave those spacings there. All right, let's see what this looks like. So let's go back to Laravel and let's go to login. Hey, all right, cool. And if we try to sign in, oh, of course, blah, 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 blah. HTML5, thank you. Jason at pureconcepts.net. There I am, look at me. Okay, so that is definitely ugly. We need to fix that, and I'm not seeing the red there, probably because I copy and pasted and did not make that email. Okay, so there's fix number 1. Fix number 2 would be changing that p text to be this. And I like that ID that they have. I think they already have that. No, they don't. So let's fix that too. That's pretty nice. I don't like strong. That feels like very screamy. Okay, so they have input p. The div is outside the relative bit, and then, okay, so it is top level. So let's change ours to a p tag. It is already top level. Let's drop this screaming strong going on here. And let's just kind of make all that one line. And I like that ID that they have. Oh no, ID email error. Okay, never mind. I was thinking more of like a label that it was linkable to this. I wonder if you can put a for tag. Does a for attribute work on a non-label element? That'd be cool. And I don't know if we need these roles, but I'm gonna leave it. Let's change this down here too. So, boom, drop that, drop that, drop that, and change this to a p tag. All right, let's see what this looks like now. Okay, that's cleaner. And again, we can look into making that little error icon in the corner, but I really feel pretty good just again about this as a start. That feels a little rich, dark to me, but that's okay. Okay, so what we need to do now is let's get into Tinker and just make ourselves a user real quick. I think eventually I would want registration, but I'm not going to worry too much about that right now. I'm hearing some chat. Let's check it out. For components, use components for inputs. Yeah, AEK. Yeah, again, just total MVP here. I'm not really trying to get fancy at all. There are definitely ways in which, you know, this code could be refactored, but that's not my focus right now. I'm just getting it done. So yeah, no worries on all the fanciness. Okay, yeah. So to that point, let's just go into PHP Artisan Tinker, and let's do let's just do a user factory even create, and then let's just make one for me where the email is Jason at pureconcepts.net and password is going to be testing 1 2 3 exclamation point. How about that? That's kind of fun. All right, I think that's good enough for now. There we go. Made us. My name is Imelda Zeman. All right, cool. I can deal with that. All right, so let's see if we can actually log in now. So testing 1 2 3 exclamation point. Let's say remember me. Uh-oh. Testing 1 2 3 exclamation point. I am not. Oh, did our factory not like hash user factory? Oh, the password Password's hard coded. You can't change it. Or you can, but it wouldn't be, yeah, it wouldn't be encoded. It's saved as plain text. Yeah, good call. Okay, we're going to need to, we'll just use the one they give us then. So let's do user truncate, get rid of all those, and then let's get rid of testing123. We'll just use the default password that's put in. All right, cool. Now I'm Alan Olson, but at least I guess that's more of a male name, which feels a little better. Okay. All right, let's go. JSON, pure concepts, password. Remember? Ah, come on. Why are you not letting me in? Password. Is it password or testing? It says password. This is the default one that gets generated. Am I like not in the database or something? Let's find out. Let's go to login controller, or well, let's just go to login blade. That'll be easy enough. And this is a little ugly, but let's just go dump user all app user. There we go. Oh, it's there, but not there. Let's try DD instead. Okay, so I'm in here. Who am I? Jason at pureconcepts.net. And there's my, there is my password, ideally. There's just a typo in the email address. Is there? Purecon, oh, sept, pure concept. Good catch. Okay, third time's a charm. Maybe we should have built that registration form after all. All right. There we go. Thank you. Good catch. Mob programming there. All right. Refresh. I think tonight I'll make sure to set this up with Docker so we don't have to keep dancing as much as we are right now. Okay. Login. Jason at pureconcepts.net. And then password. All right. Cool. Close. All right, we're definitely logged in now, which is good. So what we need to do now is go into our route service provider, and when you log in, it should probably take you to, where should it take you? It probably should take you to account. Hey, Marcel, thanks for joining. No, take your toy. Yeah. Yes. My license expired, and I forgot to buy it during Black Friday. So I think I have like version 1 or version 0 or whatever your initial launch was. I bought it, and then I kind of forgot that I had it, and then the license expired. So sad day for me. Okay, so let's go to account, or well, I guess it's user. It's not the user index page though. It's a little jacked. So we're gonna have to change this up a little bit. It's a little goofy, but like we could say like user 1 and just leverage what we have. So there's nothing here right now, but this would like allow us to like create an event, for example. So if we go to like user, show.blade. Let's uncomment this stuff. Oh, that's attendee. Whoops. Well, we need to do it there anyway. User show, same thing. Let's bring this up, and this is our user show template. There we go, user show template. So really right here, what we can do is we can just do like dump user to array, and we should have the output of our current user. So, oh, I'm Allison now. Awesome. I'll build the registration form tonight. Don't worry. Maybe even some cedars. Okay, so we can see that we're on this page. So I think I'm not going to focus on this page too much. This is basically going to be the dashboard that you land on. I think to kind of go as deep as we can in the next 10 minutes or so, let's kick on to the event page. So let's get to event creation. That way tomorrow we can start actually uploading photos and focus on those pieces. So I think that'll be the cool part. Okay, so let's do a href equals route event.create. Now eventually this would of course list your events that you're part of right there front and center. Nice little list form, which I'm sure we can pull from Tailwind UI. I'm sure they have like some data display kind of things exactly, where we could kind of just dump out some grid column kind of stuff. So that would be perfect. So let's just say create an event. All right, so when we go back here and hopefully refresh, we should get create an event. And now we're on event create. So this is the form I want to build, and this is kind of where I want to end today. So let's go steal another form. We don't really want sign in and registration. I don't know if I really want, I don't want the form to feel like too heavy. I want like super simple, or even this profile one's kind of nice. I kind of like this profile one, that way if there's some more information you want to add, like the address or something, like that's kind of nice. Again, I don't want it to feel super heavy, so even if it's just the profile, but I end up taking off this left section, like I feel like that's pretty good. Although I like to think about the rest of the site and like what I would end up using on the rest of the site. So I think I'm actually going to say simple stacked wins. So let's copy the HTML here, and we'll just kind of focus on maybe this personal information section because it has a lot of the stuff we want. Okay, so let's go to event create. Here it is. Let's uncomment these sections, bring that up, and drop this in here. Awesome. And then let's start kind of cleaning this up. So we already have the forms, we're all good there. So we just need to make sure this submits to the right place now. So let's say method equals post. I always do capital, I'm old school. Action is route event.store and at CSRF. All right, so let's make sure we get that CSRF protection in there. So again, I'm not going to focus too much on maybe this profile section. I like this profile section for like your little admin stuff, but the rest isn't necessarily needed. So let's, oh, that's the whole form. Okay, so let's drop out just the profile section and keep personal information. And I'm trying to think here. This is all still running, so let's just kind of see what it looks like. So if we refresh, we should get this person. Oh, we don't have. That's interesting. It's not part of, it doesn't seem to have like a wrapping div. Space Y, divide Y. That's strange. Did that outer document have something that I deleted on accident? Profile's just its own div. It really didn't have any fanciness on it. I've noticed this sometimes with these. They don't always look exactly the same because there's some assumptions that you kind of put this within something that's smaller, like a container that's smaller. So let's just make this a section real quick of the page and wrap this in like a class equals max width. I think it's like screen MD maybe, I think you can say. and then MX Auto. Let's see what that looks like. There we go. Yeah, so yeah, again, it kind of assumed that you put the stacked form in a page that, you know, doesn't have all the rest of that stuff. So looks like we also have a line here. I wonder where that's coming from. That seems to be coming from this divide Y. Does the top one have it? The top one doesn't. So that's like built into something I just added. So let's get rid of that. How can I get rid of that? Divide gray, maybe? I feel like I deleted the wrong thing. Or does it show up there? I'm missing that. See, profile doesn't have that divide at the top. Where's that coming from? I don't know where that's coming from. I'll have to dig into that one later. But yeah, it seems like it's got a dividing line there that I'd like to get rid of, at least for the first one. And I'm not sure if that seems to be on the entire form, so maybe that's just built into the way the grid works. I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that. Okay, I'm running out of time here, so let's finish this up. Okay, so I don't think I'll get it to where you're actually submitting this today. So let's just talk out for the last minute or two here what the plan would be. So basically what I want to do is turn this into at least the bare minimum of what you would need to do for an event. So really just a name, a date, those kind of simple things. And then I'll probably leave this notification section just for giggles, because I could see, you know, using it to demonstrate adding options, you know, to the event, right? Like allow users to upload photos, or approval process or something like that, right? Or email notifications when new photos are uploaded, kind of thing, right? So I think I'll definitely keep that section, and then I'll probably turn this top section into the actual event information that we would need. So really streamlined, like the name of the event, obviously your email address might be pre-filled, and then of course, like maybe keep the street address of like where the venue is. I could see that being helpful for some like address information, geocoding maybe. So we might leave that. And then finally, of course, the date of the event. So I'll clean those things up tonight and try to get it to where we're actually uploading photos tomorrow. I think that'll be the fun piece, because I want to find like some kind of like JavaScript photo like library, whatever the modern cool one of that is, where like you kind of show the gallery. This one's obviously not cutting it, but I'm thinking of like the old school ones. I forgot what they called it. I used to use it all the time though, like 10 years ago. It was just this lightbox kind of thing that like had it all everywhere, and they were side by side, and it would kind of piece them in. Oh gosh, what was that called? It was like polymorphic or polymer or something like that. Anyway, enough of me babbling. Thank you all for joining live. Tomorrow we'll try to get the photo uploads, and then maybe write a few dust tests just to set up CI and things like that as I continue to work on this later in the week and during vacation. So again, hacking at it pretty quickly, just trying to get to a place where you can actually upload photos as a single user. All that's fine now. There's not going to be much authentication built in really out of the box, because it's just me and Ashley kind of messing with it right now. So, but maybe next week or something, if it's cool and she likes it, I might go ahead and build those things out, and who knows, maybe really put it out there for the world. We'll kind of see what it looks like. So again, thanks for watching live. Thanks for the suggestions. I will see you all tomorrow.